everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today let's talk about getting you a job in Canada. Now the cool thing is I'm going to try and tie in the videos that I was doing over the last 2 or 3 weeks, which is about student visas and how to apply for a student permit in Canada. Now I do apologize for not uploading a video for you guys in the last 10 days or so. I did record a video and then I decided not to upload it. It was more of a vlog where I was just kind of talking about some of my experiences and stuff like that, and I just didn't feel happy with the content, so I wanted to wait until I felt a little bit more comfortable just kind of like talking until I uploaded that video. Number two, I have like this pimple thing on my nose, under my nose. So if you guys see it, I do not have a booger, it's just dry skin, and I'm not really good at makeup stuff, so I don't know how to cover it, so whatever. Anyways, so we're going to talk about how to get a work visa, or the different sort of work permits that you can apply for when you are in Canada, or when you want to come to Canada rather. So the first one I wanted to talk about was the working holiday. Now, I have no idea what that was. Working holiday visa is the visa that I use to go to Australia also, and it was valid for me for 2 years, and it was a lot of fun. And basically it's sort of like a way for you to experience the country and travel. It's not a solution for permanent residency. It does not lead to permanent residency, but it is an experience if you want to come into the country and just work and travel and see things. Like, let's say you just want to work at Starbucks or something like that, or Tim Hortons because that's Canadian. You have to be between 18 to 35 years of age, and the only two conditions are that you cannot work for an escort service. So just rule that out as an option, and you know, that's it. And you can't work for like a company that is not considered by the government of Canada as a suitable employer. So, you know, if they don't have the right working conditions, if they're not paying you the right wage, etc., etc. Those are the sort of only the two conditions. I will give you guys the link down below for the countries that are eligible to apply for the work permit. And the processing time for most work permits, I think, is between 4 to 8 weeks, or that's what the website said. So that's just something for you really quickly. Now the other one is the graduation work permit. So if you are coming into Canada to study and you want to kind of like translate that or transfer that into some kind of working opportunity, you can do that. The only stipulation is that you have to have studied for 8 months full-time, which is 900 hours. If you did not study full-time as a student in Canada for 8 months, you do not qualify for the post-graduation work permit. So what you can do is, like, you have to be up to, like, you have to have completed your degree, and like basically you should be waiting for your graduation ceremony or whatever, and then within 90 days of you having completed that, you have to apply for the post-graduation work diploma. And if you only study between like 8 months and 2 years, which is mostly like did I just say post-graduation diploma? But you know what I meant, post-graduation work permit. If you study only between 8 months to 2 years, like let's say you do like a diploma in management or something like that, your work permit only lasts as long as your duration of studying. So if you only studied for 8 months and you completed the program, you can work for 8 months. And then, like, let's say you study for 2 years, you get 2 years. If you do a program that's over 2 years, you get 3 years of work permit. So like, let's say you do a full-fledged university degree with honors and quadruple majors and a whole bunch of stuff, you can stay in Canada for 3 years and work. I know a lot of people who translate that into a full-time opportunity in terms of a long-term opportunity for permanent residency or whatever. But that's where the next visa that I was talking about, I want to talk about, will come in. I'm just jumbling up my words today. You guys are making me nervous. Stop. Anyways, the employer-specific permit. So that is basically a great opportunity for you to get into either after you do your post-graduation work diploma, which is for however many years or months, and then the goal would be to try and get sponsored by the employer that you're working with. And I don't think it's a bad idea to open up that conversation with them even when you apply, right? So like, let's say you graduate from college or university and then you go to apply for a job. They will obviously know that you are here on a temporary visa. So I would obviously and very confidently bring up that dialogue. I would open up that conversation and say, you know, what are the chances or possibilities of me continuing with you guys long term, of sponsorship, etc. If they say that's a company that doesn't even sponsor, you know to start looking at other companies in that period of time. I wouldn't say turn away that job, but I would say start looking for other opportunities, because there is a lot of competition for work. And a lot of you guys have sent me very specific questions about what city you should go to, what place, how much money you should get, what agency you should go through, what city you should go, what company you should work with. I can't tell you guys that stuff. Like, I am not an agent, right? But I can tell you through my experience and my experience with other people, like through other people, that it's not easy no matter where you are. So if you get a job offer and they don't sponsor, but you want to stay in the country, still work for them, because it adds to your credibility. It'll give you an income, and it'll also give you enough money to support yourself while you can look for an opportunity. So don't turn away an opportunity. But when it comes to getting sponsored by a company, the first thing is they have to be approved by the Labor Market Impact Assessment. So I will give you guys the link to that also down below, and how a company does fall under that assessment and pass it. If they don't pass that test, you can't, like, even if they want to sponsor you, it doesn't make a difference, because you will not get approved because the company's not accepted. Number two, you need the job offer letter. In that job offer letter, they must tell very clearly about A, how much they're going to pay you, B, what your job duties are, and C, what are the conditions, like are you a full-time or part-time, etc. So once your job conditions are clearly stated and the company is approved, then you are definitely in the running to get your permanent residency after you are sponsored by the company. Sorry, I just kind of had a brain jumble there. Now, the open work permit was the last thing I want to talk about real quickly, and that's kind of like, if you are sponsored by a company and let's say you're working and you want to bring your husband or wife or your common law partner in with you, you have to have your sponsorship through the dependents, like there's a dependency clause in the employer's sponsorship to you. So if it's not there, you can't bring your dependents over. So that's again another thing I would talk about with the employer. Like, don't be afraid to discuss whatever your future concerns are with your company, because you don't want to not ask them questions because you're afraid that they might not give you the job or whatever. They're not going to turn the job away from you or like take it away from you just because you have questions. Like, they know that you are not a permanent, like you're not a permanent resident or a citizen based on the information you give them, like your SIN number, etc., etc. So if you ask them the questions that might lead to a future opportunity for you, ask those questions. If you have a husband or wife or a partner waiting at home in your home country for you, ask if you can bring them in when you're sponsored. Make sure you ask these questions. So another question I was getting asked was about recruitment agencies. I went through a recruitment agency myself when I was trying to stay in Australia, and I know a few of my friends who went through rec agencies, and they did get sponsored. When you are going through a rec agency, again, be honest with your intentions. Rec agencies are a great way to go through to get a job, but also there are a lot of setbacks in doing that because they keep a part of your income. You have to stay with the company for a certain amount of time. You know, the good things are that they prepare you for the job, the interview, the company, etc., etc. Okay, so lucky for me, my battery died, or my camera's battery died, so I've literally been sitting around for an hour waiting for it to charge so I could come back and talk to you guys. Note to self, charge battery much before recording videos. So I don't remember the last thing I said was, and all I recall was that I was parting from the video. But again, I just quickly want to say that whenever you go for a job interview or you're looking for a work opportunity, make sure that you're very clear with your intentions. If you have a partner, husband, wife, at home in your home country that you want to bring over and potentially, you know, migrate permanently or also work, be clear about that. The more clear you are, the better it is. Now, the quick disclaimer that I should have given in the beginning, and I don't mean this in like an attacking kind of way, but when it comes to like looking for information to give to you guys about any country or any kind of visa or anything like that, I can totally understand why so many people have been sort of frustrated or have been asking me so many questions about Canada. I did find that the immigration website is not abundantly clear and there's a lot of ambiguity on the immigration website. I'll give you guys a link down below. I mean, at the end of the day, it is the place you should go to for your information, but at the same time, I feel like a lot of it is very unclear, and I don't think that's very, very great. So I think by making these videos for you guys, hopefully I'm able to sort of provide you with a little bit of clarity from whatever it is that you feel like you're not getting answers from on the website. But if there's more questions that you guys have, please leave them down below and I will try and answer them. I have tried to begin creating more of a network or communicating with a lot of you guys on social media like Instagram and Facebook, and I really appreciate a lot of you guys who've supported me from the get-go, and it's so nice to be able to communicate with some of you and talk to you guys and say thank you. But if there's any other questions, let me know. I will try and answer them to my best. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Share it with whoever you feel like could use this information. I will be back hopefully next week and not so delayed this time around. I appreciate your support and your love so much. Please try and be strong, be positive, and support one another. There's enough hate in this world. I think we need to promote strength and love. There's enough room for all of us to succeed, for all of us to lead the lives that we want. Think strong always, and I will talk to you guys again very soon. Bye!